Hey, JPA meeting, folks, here. Barbara Parker just came through and announced that, hey, they can't do closed session, which means they can't do the roots issue today. But no explanation as to the legal issue, why that is. So, a big mess. Continues to be big.
Questions and comments from the board members?
Here's Barbara.
It was drifting off.
Yeah, I told Rebecca I have a sound problem.
Was why do we not meet in closed session? That was a question from Supervisor Howard is asking. Oh, okay. I can answer that. As I said, new information has come to our attention, and we need to
work
through that and be prepared to make the proper presentation and recommendations as joint legal counsel. And so for that reason, there's no need for the closed session, and we don't think it would be necessary or fruitful or useful to have it today.
Could you
what issue?
What that new information is and whether it's okay for us to move into closed session to discuss whatever we can discuss, and then if we have a subsequent another closed session in the future, perhaps next Wednesday, we can resume then as well. But why could we still go into closed session today? Because it is noticed, and maybe we can ask the questions that we have and would be better prepared for the next week when we do meet. I guess what I'm asking is, I understand you have new information. I don't know what that is exactly. I understand that maybe we can't talk about everything that we might want to talk about, but there's still an opportunity to have today's closed session. Is there not?
Thank you. May I respond, Madam Chair? Yes, Madam Chair. Yes. So, as you know, under the Brown Act, there are very limited and restricted bases for closed session. And when we go in, we need to be, with respect to the real property exception, seeking direction regarding price, terms of payment on deals. And so when we go in, we need to be prepared as the negotiators and the legal counsel to have that specific discussion. And we're not prepared to do that today. So I think it's premature. We thought we'd be in a different place, but because of the new information, which I'm not at liberty to mention at this moment, because it's an evolving issue, that is why we think it would not be appropriate to have a closed session today. And that, as I understand it, we're looking forward to a meeting in the near future. So that would be my advice. And if I could clarify, I understand there's been some discussion about whether that subsequent meeting would potentially be an open session. Yes. And then I'm trying to translate from lawyer to policymaker, if I may. And so if I understand correctly, what you all are still looking at is what items are properly closed session versus what items are properly open session. Yes, and the timeliness of when you go into closed session so that you are certainly clearly within the framework. So that is our advice as joint legal counsel, that we should cancel the day and then have a meeting. It sounds like we're looking into next week, by which time we will be prepared to determine whether open and closed session are appropriate, or just an open session or just a closed session. So that would be our advice.
So we don't have to take the advice, though,
right? So it sounds like regardless, we would need a meeting next week to resolve it in any case. So the potential that's been suggested is next Wednesday. We want to see if that may work for folks. And I do just want to note, I know we have this interjection at this time, but we still do have item 5 open sessions to do here now. So folks can look at their calendars and ponder, and we can take item 5. Supervisor Michael.
Yes, first of all, I just want to say that I don't know what the new information came here. Appreciate knowing that as a vice chair of the JPA, member of the board of supervisors, at some point, whatever my information we're talking about. Secondly, I know I can't do next Wednesday. My schedule's already booked. I'm booked until next month and beyond. It's tough getting this meeting on my schedule. we have meetings scheduled for Friday, so we should keep that in next Friday, because that is marked on my schedule, JPA. And I think that's all I want to say at this moment.
Thank you so much. Why don't we go ahead and take item 5? Call that in, please.
Next item on the agenda, item 5, reports.
Wow.
5A, Executive Director Report.
Here we go.